Well, hey there, history hunters. I'm Dave.
And I'm Hunter Lane,
Whoa.
welcoming you back to Touring History X, Y, and Z, where we prove that every generation learns different lessons from the same crises.
Yes, and before we dive into crises, into July 13th's drama packed timeline, let's give some love to Hi-Ho Cheeseburgers. Oh, yes. While the world keeps falling apart and coming back together, so to speak, Hi-Ho constantly delivers 100% grass fed Wagyu beef from New Zealand's First Light Farms. That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Sustainably raised, antibiotic free, and loaded with those heart healthy omega 3s. Because if you're going to stress eat while learning about historical disasters, might as well do it responsibly. But you know what I really love about Hi Ho Cheeseburgers, Dave?
Tell us, Lane.
So you can or have you ever ordered burgers and fries to be delivered to your house and it's always a big disappointment
Yeah, pretty much.
because it doesn't hold up as it travels, and especially with the fries,
Oh,
they
yeah,
they
the
they
fries.
just go to cardboard right away.
Yep.
Hi-Ho, if you order them, they come and everything travels unbelievably well. The
Really?
fries show up being perfect, and they have their own packaging. It lets enough air in so it doesn't capture all the condensation and get soggy and stuff.
Yeah.
We it's like the only burger and fries we will order in, and it's like you just got them right off the grill at Hi-Ho. So, if you can't make it to Hi-Ho, go to hiho.la and order some or get it from your favorite Uber Eats or whatever, but boy,
Yeah.
do they travel awesome.
Yeah. Check them out at hiho.la. That's hiho.la. Reliable beef for unreliable times.
So today, it's July 13th, Dave,
Yeah.
and we're gonna talk about birthdays that, brought certain people into the world today on July 13th.
Okay. We're sharing the day with some absolute legends, Lane. Patrick Stewart. You know who he is. Make it so. At
Yes.
85, still making it so.
Making it so. Harrison Ford at 83, proving that
Woohoo.
grumpy charisma never goes out of style. Roger McGuinn at 83 also from The Birds, and Cheech Marin at 79 from the comedy duo Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, dude. Plus Cameron Crowe at 68. Ken Jeong at 56, not to be confused with Kim Jong Il, and
Right.
Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons at 38, and of course, the voice of Jeopardy who keeps on going, Johnny Gilbert at, listen to this, folks, 97.
Wow, this is Jeopardy. How long
Jeopardy!
do I have to keep saying
Saying
that?
that. Can't they just
Oh,
dot me up and take me out?
woo.
July
Wow.
13th, 1985, the Live Aid concert simultaneously rocked London and Philadelphia, raising over $100 million for Ethiopian famine relief and proving that rock stars could actually save the world. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can tell you're tying this to Gen X, right? This is all about their collective action or something.
Exactly. Live Aid was basically Gen X proof of concept that pop culture could be a force for genuine good, not just entertainment or rebellion.
Yeah, that's fascinating. We're the generation that watched MTV actually matter for something beyond music videos. Kids, if you don't know what music videos are, they were huge. Get on YouTube and check some old ones out.
That's right. Pull up
Live Aid,
MTV.
absolutely. When MTV actually had music and television all together.
That's right.
Live Aid showed us that celebrity culture could have substance and actually do good things for the world.
Right. Gen X learned that you could be cynical about institutions, but still believe in the power of collective action. You didn't trust governments to solve world hunger, but you trusted rock stars to try.
Yeah, it's this beautiful Gen X paradox. We're skeptical of traditional power structures, but we absolutely believe in the power of cultural movements to create change.
And Live Aid proved that global problems required global solutions. Gen X understood early that some challenges are far too big for any one country or government to solve.
That's true. Well, that checks the box for Gen X. Well, I guess we'll move on to our millennial connection next.
Let's do
With July 13th, 1973, folks, you know what we're going to say.
Whoa.
Alexander Butterfield reveals the existence of Nixon's White House taping system during his testimony, basically handing investigators the smoking gun that would end a presidency over the Watergate tapes.
What? They have a taping system in the White House? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it made great theater because you got to hear the president swear and call people, names that he normally wouldn't say if he wasn't being recorded. And this
It
hits
was
millennials.
unusual back then.
Yeah,
Now we know it happens daily, but back
that's
then it was really weird when the president would act that way.
and it hits millennials in this very specific way about transparency and accountability.
Hmm. Say more, Dave.
Well, millennials grew up in the post Watergate world where the cover up is worse than the crime, follow the money, was already accepted wisdom, but then you had to live through decades of politicians acting like that lesson never happened and still do.
What list? Oh, wow, that is complicated. So, millennials inherited the expectation of transparency, but kept watching leaders try to avoid it.
Exactly. From Iran Contra to Clinton's impeachment to WMDs in Iraq, millennials kept thinking, didn't we already establish that lying about this stuff doesn't work?
Yeah, it's like the millennials became the generation constantly saying, "We have the technology to verify everything you're telling us, so why are you still trying to lie?"
Yeah, come on. Didn't you get the memo? Right. The Watergate tapes taught America that everything gets recorded eventually. Millennials applied that lesson to the internet age and expected radical transparency from their leaders. Huh! Speaking of transparency, Hi-Ho Cheeseburgers tells you exactly what you're getting. Grass-fed Wagyu from First Light Farms, certified humane, GMO-free, higher in nutrients than regular beef.
Yeah, no hidden ingredients, no corporate doublespeak, just honest food from people who actually care about doing things right. Visit hiho.la and taste what transparency looks like.
That's right. No hidden recording tapes in these burgers.
All right, so moving on. We've done Gen X and millennials, so you know Gen Z, you're up next. And we're going to tie you to July 13th, 1863, way before your time, but
Woo!
give us some latitude here. We'll tie it together. The New York City draft riots begin,
Ooh.
becoming the deadliest civil unrest in US history as working class whites violently protest the Civil War draft while targeting black Americans.
And Gen Z processes this completely differently than previous generations. Go for it.
Yeah, so you're building something about Gen Z and intersectional analysis, aren't you, Dave? I can
All right,
tell.
I'll go for it. Gen
You and
Z
your
looks.
intersectional analysis again.
Oh, there I go with being intersectional. Ah, that operation hurt. Gen Z looks at the draft riots and immediately sees all the intersecting systems: economic inequality, racial violence, government legitimacy. It was a tough one to get out. Class warfare, all happening simultaneously, all at once.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Where older generations might focus on one aspect, Gen Z sees the whole ecosystem of oppression.
They're so with it. Exactly. Gen Z doesn't buy the narrative that this was just about the draft. No, 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 no. Or just about race. No, 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 no. Or just about class with a K. They understand that all these systems of power interact and reinforce each other.
Yeah, it's like Gen Z has this built-in intersectional analysis framework. We should come up
Ooh.
with a name for that.
Whoa.
They can't look at historical events without seeing how different forms of oppression connect.
It's the IAF. Right. And they apply this thinking to modern movements. Gen Z understands that you can't address police violence without addressing economic inequality or climate change without addressing environmental racism or some other ism.
Yeah, the draft riots became this perfect case study for why single issue activism isn't enough. You have to address the whole system, or the problems just migrate.
That's right. Go for the whole salad, not just one part of it. So, July 13th shows us three different approaches to systemic problems.
Gen X learned that pop culture could create global solutions. Millennials demanded the transparency they were promised, and Gen Z developed the analytical tools to see how all forms of injustice connect.
That's right, it's Gen Z to the rescue. From collective action to radical transparency to intersectional analysis, each generation built better tools for understanding and solving complex problems. Gee, I wonder what the next generation's going to do. Solve
I know.
everything.
I know they're gonna eat Hi-Ho Cheeseburgers. That's what
Darn
they're gonna
tootin'.
do. They're gonna go to hiho.la for providing consistently excellent food while we navigate consistently chaotic history.
And if you can't go there, have it delivered, darn it.
Absolutely.
July 13th lessons hit home, like and subscribe, and send us a voice memo about a moment when you realized that one problem was actually connected to a bunch of other problems. And get a
That's
free
right.
t shirt.
Get a free t-shirt and see Says So, our animatronic answering machine. Bring your systemic analysis to animated life in our animated version of the podcast.
That's right. So until next time, this has been Touring History.
X, Y, and Z,
That's right.
where crises reveal character and character reveals everything.
Oh my gosh, put it away.
Deep thoughts again at the end. Send them off with the day to make some history, right, Dave? Okay, bye, everybody.